Hello, everybody. And Shiva says hello too. She's doing her appearance. Hi, everybody. Thank you for being with us tonight. I am Shay Rippinger, your host of the Hoopla Y'all show. And tonight, as always, we cover three topics. We cover health, humor, and hooping. So let's strap in, join us. Okay, I've got everything going. All the technology seems to be working for the moment. Oh, and then we're going to turn this one, let's see here, sound down on that one. Okay, try and get all of these going. Okay, so tonight's theme, everybody, I'm so excited about this one. Tonight's theme is spring fling. So, and I say tonight, wherever you're watching in the world, you may have a different time zone. So, I'm located in, oh goodness, I just got a notice from a friend of ours that she's watching a tornado instead. So, good luck with that. Sending you blessings and safety. So, get to a safe place. And there will be a recording of this. So, after the tornado has passed, give this a shot. So, alrighty, I sent out a few personal messages too. So, anyway, we're going to be covering some of those cool topics. And again, tonight is spring fling. And when I say tonight, yes. So, before I got distracted by that small little message there, spring fling wherever you are in the world. So there's lots of people watching from different parts of wherever you're at. So wherever you're at, that is good. All right. Yes. All right. I have it in my frame. The Hoop It Out. So I also have this cool thing. The Hoop Love Y'all is on the other wall there. So. Alrighty, let's start out with a little laughter yoga exercise, shall we? So I'm going to back up in my chair here, and we're going to just take it standing if you'd like. If you want, you can remain seated, and let's do this one with a hoop. If you have it, if you don't have a hoop, that's okay too. So we're just going to take the hoop. If you have your hoop, we're going to take it, inhale it in, and then laugh it all the way out. Inhale it in. Laugh it all the way out. One more time. Inhale it in. Laugh it all the way out. If you want to advance that, so that's a simple two-handed float without a turn to that. If you wanted to do that with a turn, you want to make sure that you're keeping your hoop nice and parallel to the ground. And also you bring it up that you're the center of your hoop. So we're starting this out with not only a laughter yoga exercise, but we're adding the hoop in too. So we'd like to mix it up every show just to keep it fun and interesting. So again, to make it into a turn, we're going to keep centered in the hoop and then turn with this. Keep the hoop nice and parallel to the floor. So that is a sustained spinning move. So as you're going up and then laughing it out, you can take it in the other direction. Inhale it in, laugh it all the way out. And one last time, inhale it in, and laugh it all the way out. So, two-handed float with a hoop. Again, you don't have to have the hoop for that to work. And then at the end of the laughter yoga exercises, we take our hands together, nice and big and wide. Very good, yay. We do that twice. Very good, yay. And that is a shout out to Dr. Kataria, who started laughter yoga. So, that is one of the things we like to start with to get that ball rolling. So, alrighty. I'm so glad you joined us here. Oh, hi, Ashley. Nice to see you. I still have to get your gift in the mail. So, I have not forgotten about you. It is sitting on my desk. And I have a really small desk, so it's still sitting here. So, tonight, we're covering spring fling. So, two things, spring and fling. So, today, I'm broadcasting here from Denver, Colorado in the U.S. and USA. And we just got walloped yesterday with a snowstorm, and tomorrow is the first day of spring. So, and of course, yesterday, we got in a nice little sunny dog walk, and then rain, and then big flakes of snow. So, all kinds of stuff. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm hearing messages from the other room. That was like a weather alert, I believe. So I think my husband's got his computer on in there. So anyway, I'm also drinking some tea out of my I consider this a little spring mug. My mom had given this to me, and it's got even a little kitty thing on top. Isn't that cute? I know, right? So, and we already had one pet cameo. We had the dog running in, so hence why I like to leave the door open. Although my husband just went by with a less than desirable T-shirt, and I'm like, I don't want that on camera. Although today is about flinging things, so some of those have to be ideas. So being a little micromanaging is one of those things I need to release out. So yeah, by flinging. So part of that is, I want to go over some of that mental purging. So spring is all about, the little blossoms coming out, getting that energy, that newness, that kind of rebirth after being dormant during the winter and stuff like that. Of course, depending on where you are in the world and what kind of weather situation you're experiencing, you might be still covered in snow. So having blossoms come about, that's when fresh cut flowers come in really handy. So, or even if you don't have fresh cut flowers, do some soap flowers. I have this beautiful little, I even did this little guy. I did this beautiful little arrangement. It's this kind of nice and springy. It has like a little sprig of pine, and then I did this like little bouquet. So that one has a little history to it. Telling my mom that I was going to get married. So that was a previous fiance. But anyway, I am now currently married, not to that one, but to, definitely new and improved. So anyway, I digress. That's another one. That was a good fling. I flinged him to the curb, the previous one. Because that was, sometimes you've got to know when to spring clean out your relationships too. Relationships, clutter, things, ideas, all kinds of things. So, there's so much to talk about on that one. But and as you may well know, let's see here, we are on episode 7 of the Hoop Love Y'all show, and I've been telling you over the past few weeks that I've been doing a sugar cleanse. So part of this spring thing, it's not about the spring fling, it was about a candida cleanse, and it's been interesting and quite the challenge, and learning about different things that do clean you out, and candida die-off and what all that entails, because that's oh so much fun. I'm joking about that. That's the humor part of the show, is I like to keep it light, even on serious topics. So anyway, but I was going to recommend, 3 of the things I like to recommend, 3 things that are, I've found kind of fun and useful, and maybe you might find them useful too. So as a friend to a friend, just bringing these up. So this one, the first one, is a nice lightness. When you're talking about cleaning things out, I just found this, and it's organic. It's pure aloe, inner leaf juice with a lemon. So there's 2 things in there that are really cool that help clean you out. And one's aloe; it helps clean out the intestines. So does psyllium husk too. So if you need to do a scrubby brush on your intestines, get some psyllium husk in there, and try and do it in the natural format, not necessarily like the Metamucil stuff. So, but also just upping the fiber in your fruit, your vegetables, number 1, and then fruits, number 2. And try and get out the processed foods. So that's a good way to clean out the internal intestinal system. Interestingly enough, one of the reasons why I wanted to bring up that the sugar cleanse is because I even noticed it yesterday. Just this lightness and brightness, like all of a sudden I just got out pen to paper and my ideas were just going and I think it's the brain fog is clearing, and a lot of times you don't even realize you have things going on until you start clearing out and seeing what open space means, whether it be physical, emotional, mental, whatever the case may be. Anyway, doing that sugar cleanse, I feel like my brain cells have awakened and opened up a little bit, and creativity's starting to fly. It's starting to fling, 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 fling. And they're just all the little ideas are coming. So that's a good thing. So not to say that the sugar cleanse isn't a challenging thing to do, but it's pretty cool to be able to have some benefits from that. So I've been on that about a month, just a little bit over a month now. I started on Valentine's Day, so whenever you're watching this, you might be watching the recording. Anyway, so number one, to clean things out, try that pure aloe and the aloe with the lemon. So, or just get some aloe juice. You can just get that separate. I just tried this, and it's kind of, aloe is kind of like a weird tasting. It's not like heavy, but it's a different flavor. So, but lemon is nice and light, and I'm going to have a recipe on the website too. Is a nice little, in the test kitchens this week, I tried some cool things that I want to share with you guys. And one was, well, I'm just calling it a fizzy water, but what I did is I did this aloe lemon juice. I added some more lemon juice, which is a really good, even though it's acidic, it's alkaline in the body, which is, as we've talked about that before, alkaline is a good thing. So that fizzy water is a nice thing, and it's kind of like, I made it like as a cocktail because I couldn't have a mimosa the other day because of the alcohol, and I'm trying to do a sugar cleanse, and you're not supposed to have alcohol. So we celebrated St. Patrick's Day at our favorite little place in Denver called Dozens. It's a local little breakfast place down in downtown Denver, and we know the waitress, and I'm like, yes, if we want to celebrate Irishness, let's go see Kate, because Kate's a little hellraiser. She's a fun one. So she was working that day, and it was a lot of fun. So I posted some pictures on Facebook about that. So anyway, but every time I go, well, not every time, but she got me kind of started on the mimosas over there, because they don't do many drinks, but what they do is like really fun, and like just having a mimosa over there is just such a special thing. So every once in a while I might have one, and because I was like, oh, I'd like to have one. Then on Sunday I came up with my own like little non-alcoholic mimosa, if you want to call it that. So I added some of the aloe juice, some seltzer water. So I had like a little flavored seltzer water because that's what I had on hand. And I call my cooking, my food stuff, performance art, because I think that you just use what you have on hand at the time and punt. So, and fling it together. We're going to run with that theme tonight. So in that fizzy water too, I also had the idea to put some fresh grated ginger in there as well. So actually what I had on hand was I had bought some fresh pressed juices that were on discount at the grocery store, and they had ginger and kale and lemon already in there. And it actually tasted good. If you would have told me like 10 years ago or 20 years ago that I'd be drinking green juices, I'd say you were crazy. Cray-cray. You'd be cray-cray. And now I'm doing stuff that I had no idea that I would ever do. So if you ever think some of these ideas might be outlandish or they're not for you just yet, I love the word yet, rather than say I can't or I'm never or I'm always or whatever. Allow yourself that little mental opening space to get some new ideas in there. That's part of that spring thing going on. So yeah, drinking green juices now and all kinds of stuff. So, and also when you get older and different things happen. You go through life, you go through some health stuff. There's all kinds of stuff going on, so you want to take care of your body accordingly. I heard an interesting thing with Wendy Williams. She does she's a talk show host, and she's really hilarious, and it's a fun, just you know, it's not necessarily educational show, but it's very entertaining, and I just love her spark and her energy and her vibrancy. Well, she had a thing where she like actually fainted on air, and she went down, like literally. I watched the video of this, and it was like horrifying to watch because she's standing, she's dressed as a Statue of Liberty. I guess it was a Halloween show, and she just started, and then she just like really like went down like a sack of potatoes. It was sad and horrifying. And the point of bringing up that is that she even mentioned that she had never taken a sick day before. She'd never taken a day off for that. But she also didn't put herself up on the list of priorities for health. And we, generally speaking, we as women, you know, a lot of times we make ourselves second priority and everything else is first priority out there. So on occasion, as we, you know, as we grow and develop and learn that, and sometimes we have to learn from a hard lesson like that, like a health issue, some interesting life lessons, like take care of ourselves. I believe that we all know what to do. We just may or may not do those things. So we know that we need to eat well. We need to get good water in our body, and get enough sleep and rest, and some physical activity and some exercise, some social connection, you know, love of your family and friends, and you know, just really, you know, feed yourself. So like fill your cup first, and then you can fill other people's cups, because if yours is empty, that doesn't work. So I can't, if I try and fill this with this, if this is me and I don't have anything in it, I have nothing to give. That doesn't work. But if, you know, I do have tea in here, so you know, but if I could actually do this the other way. But if I've already filled my jar with nice good stuff, then I have something to offer. So take that as a visual reference of, yeah, you can do this. So even if it's, there's a thing I called, a lot of people call it the golden hour, and that's like how you start your morning, and whatever you do in that first hour really determines how your day goes. I like to, you know, not everybody has an hour to do stuff. I like to try and get in, here's my ideal, I don't always do it, but 10 minutes. So if I could do a minute of each thing, that would be lovely. So if I could get a minute of laughter in, like with a laughter yoga exercise, if I could get a minute of deep breathing in, if I could even get a minute of reading in, which could just be a page, you know, if I do a page, pretty soon I'll be finishing a book. So if I get a minute of yoga in, sun salutation, go through sun salutation once or twice, depending on your speed and breathing. And let's see here, what else do I like to do? Even if I get a minute of hooping in. So, of course, I try and keep these things all nearby so that, you know, the 10 minutes doesn't take 20 minutes to get to each and everything. But I like to, and I also have a list of different things that I can do in those things. So even if I just did 3 of those things, that would be good. That would be a great start to my day. So just getting a little bit of reading, and you know, in that 10-minute time, then I fill my cup, and then I have it to offer to other people. So yes, speaking of which, water, good thing to help clean out. All right, so I have 3, as I mentioned, 3 recommendations. I call them yum to try, and one of them I already went over, and that was the aloe juice with the lemon in it, and then you make what I call the kind of what is it, fizzy water mimosa, the non-alcoholic mimosa. And okay, so also, you know, I've mentioned before, you know, if you're trying to get off of caffeine, like if one of your things is trying to either get off of caffeine or possibly get off of coffee, this is a really cool thing to try. Okay, so I'm going to show you first roasted chicory root. This is a cool thing. So this is, it looks like coffee ground. So it's ground like coffee, and you actually brew it like coffee. So it's thick, and let's see here if I can show you. Oh my god. Ooh, that smells so good. So it looks like coffee grounds, right? And so it's good stuff. And like I said, you kind of measure it just like coffee, and you can do it in a coffee filter in your coffee maker if you have a coffee maker, if you're doing that. And that's a cool thing to do. And you can add flavorings to it. So, like for instance, add a little bit of a couple drops of vanilla, or like orange essence, or rose, or whatever, nutmeg or something, whatever you do at Starbucks, all those cool little things. A little cocoa powder, like unsweetened cocoa powder, is fabulous, because then you get your chocolate in for the day, which is good for all kinds of things and hits those happy receptors without adding sugar, because when you add just raw cocoa powder, that's good stuff. So that's a neat thing that you can do. So mention the aloe juice with the lemon, and then the roasted chicory root. So that's and it's a non-caffeinated, and it's a really great coffee substitute. So if this is like too much effort and work to do, then I would highly recommend this stuff. This is Ticino. They have different flavors, and it's all natural. It does have roasted chicory root in here, and I'm going to smell this, and because it just smells so heavenly, so heavenly. So let's see here if you can see the. So it has like a little coffee. What do you call it? Little coffee scoop, or little scoop for the Ticino, and again, you take this and stick it in you can stick it in your coffee maker in the filter basket, or what I like to do is actually use like a little tea strainer, but instead of like a regular tea strainer, I actually go to the store, and there's a little individual coffee filter thing, because it has a finer mesh to it. So I find that I like using that for tea and coffee better, because and I even put spices in there, and it doesn't make my drinks so like chunky. So anyway, give this a try. This is so good. This particular flavor is the almond amaretto. How I learned about this, when we used to have our health food store up in Evergreen, we had this, and that's when I got off of coffee. And if you would have told me that I would have gotten off coffee, I'd be like, you're crazy. You're cray cray. Again, I would have called you cray cray. Because I drank at least one pot of coffee a day, if not more than that. I was a huge coffee drinker. It feels like a foreign, like so long ago. I did drink some on our honeymoon, because we went down to Costa Rica, and they have the best coffee there. But then I remembered why I got off of coffee in the first place, and that is that it caused like some intestinal problems for me for IBS stuff. So it just made my intestines, as my doctor said, go. Your intestines are supposed to go and move things along properly, and mine, as she described, went so, which does not feel good. And it's part of that is stress induced. Funny that working for a health food store, you would think that would be a lovely thing to do, but it was highly stressful, because when you run a small business and it's your family business, it's a big deal. So anyway. So I work with, so those are the 3 yum to try things: the aloe juice to make the fizzy water, the chicory root, and this stuff, the Ticino. Good stuff. Yummy, 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 yummy. This is such a special treat. I think it's pretty reasonably priced, because even though this comes in like a little can, like literally you just use this little teeny tiny scoop, which is probably maybe like a teaspoon in each scoop. So, and then of course it has directions for the quantity that you want to do. And then if you want to have like a little extra special, I know a lot of people use like a creamer, and I highly do not recommend those processed regular, like a international blend. Try not to name the name brand that I'm thinking of, that has no redeeming qualities in it whatsoever. But now, if you want some really healthy alternatives, they're starting to make some really healthy alternatives using coconut milk, almond milk, cashew milk, things that are non-dairy, non-chemical, and all that kind of good stuff. So give those a try if you want like quick, easy pouring into things to make it taste good. So like you could use one of those flavored natural coffee additive things, and then do it with the roasted chicory root, or you could just do this and you could like throw coconut milk in there, almond milk, and this, very, very good. And this is like such a delight, because then when you put that, I just got a great coconut almond blend, and it's a nice, really thick blend, and so to me it tastes like a creamer going in. So anyway, so I just recommend those things to you. So hopefully those might be some of interest to you to help switch out some things and keep things nice and light and good and all that kind of good stuff. And I'm going to put up a couple recipes on the website for tonight's show, and so visit hipthehoopla.com, hipthehoopla.com, and in a little bit I'll have a blog post up with the link to not only the recording of the show, but also it'll have the recipes on there. So good stuff from the Hip the Hoopla test kitchen. So and I don't put them up unless I've already tried them and like them. So, and the nice thing so when I say recipes, like I said before, I do performance art cooking, which means like kind of whatever I have on hand, that's what I use. So if you want to substitute stuff out, I'm all for it. Use what you have, what you need. You'll discover some cool things along the way. Post your comments in below and let me know what you've tried, what you like, if there's ideas that I've presented that you might, or maybe you have some extra ideas, and it's like, what do you do to clean out for spring? Do you like go through your closet? Do you go through the kitchen? Do you go through the garage? I don't know. Whatever it is that you do that cleans out, do you go through and do a green cleanse? Do you what do you do for spring that helps you get through to the next phase to get ready for summer and all that kind of good stuff? So post your comments below. I'd really love to hear what you guys are doing, and and all that kind of good stuff. Oh, I just was looking down at my notes, and I have notes for like even future shows and stuff like that, and I heard this really cool recipe today, and they're called cloud eggs. And I have to mention this for spring because it sounds so nice and light and airy. And what they did is you separate out the eggs, and so you have the yolk separate from the white. And when I heard this, I'm like, great, another recipe where you only use the egg white and then you throw the yolk away. No, what they do is you take the egg yolk, you beat it so that it forms the almost like a meringue, where you get a lot of air in it, and it just fluffs up, and it's beautiful, light and fluffy. And then you take that and you drop the little fluff balls on a baking sheet, and I think you cook that for a little bit so it kind of does that, and you do like a little indent in there, and you stick the yolk in there, and you throw the whole thing back in the oven, and then you have like this nice, they equated it to having an egg and a croissant but no bread, so which goes perfectly with that candida cleanse that I'm doing, because no bread is allowed. So breads, pastas, I shouldn't say no breads, yeast kind of things, yeast and like a lot of regular grains and stuff like that, so are off limits. But and last week we were talking about the expansion through limitation, because having less to work with and then having to get really creative with that, like coconut flour, and so there are breads to be had. I just have to figure out what they are to make them. I haven't tried one of the breads yet. I have actually tried some really good gluten-free cookies, and my husband even liked them too. So gluten-free chocolate chip cookies. Oh man, that sounds so good right now. Anyway, and I tried, what was another thing I tried this week? So this was I think I'd passed 4 weeks of being pretty darn to the letter of releasing the sugar out. So I started, a couple little things are going back in. Speaking of little things, hi Callie, Callie. So she's so cute. Hi Boo, hi little Boo, high five, high five, yes. Oh, she's so cute. So anyway, what was the thing I was going to say about that? Reboot. Oh, goodness, I lost my train of thought on that. Anyway, alrighty. Well, hey, let's get to some hooping because I promised some of that as well. So, again, Spring Fling is the show title tonight, so the theme. And as you know, I like to have like a little t-shirt saying, I just got this little one. Isn't it cute? So I like glitter and sparkle. So it says, enjoy the little things. So, and it is a little thing. It's a really tiny little thing. So it's going to be a small shirt. So anyway, that's my back of the chair motivation for today. And of course, I have to show this again because it's such a cute little t-shirt. Look, little kitties hooping. How cute is that? I know. This is what happens when you shop in the little kid section. Hi, sweetie pie. Oh, you know what? Oh, I was going to see if she wanted to be in the shot, but no. She was like, no. There's Sheila. Okay, so I've worked with a J-toss before where you kind of just do this little down up and down up. And it's a release and a catch. So as opposed to a catch and release. So you down up. And I have a little 1-minute tutorial on Instagram, on my Instagram page on that. Down, up. Ring the bell, win a prize. Part of the humor of this. All right. And then, but the one thing I wanted to show tonight, because I've already showed the J-toss before, but I wanted to show you a little one that is a fling that goes back over the arm. Let me do it this way so you can actually see it in the camera. So we're going this way. Oh, I'm like aiming for a really big, important wine bottle over here. Oh, I gotta show you this. Okay, so I've got 2 breakable items that were in the direction that I'm throwing this. My dad had gotten this for me. Isn't this cute? It's Hoopla wine. So he said, you should sit on it for a few years, and then, what is it? It's 2009 Cabernet Sauvignon. Napa Valley, yeah, good stuff. So, but Hoopla, because my business is Hip the Hoopla. So anyway, I'm trying not to hit this bottle of wine. Why I have it in here, I'm not sure. Oh, because it's my office. Not that I drink in here, but because it's Hoopla, and that's it. My husband, for my early birthday gift, got me new business cards. So isn't that cool? And like the little icons on here for my little social media icons, you can actually see them now. So, and then it turns out this little thing before on my logo wasn't even a round circle. It was a little bit more oval. So things are a little bit more cool and bigger and stuff like that. So although the business card company kind of expanded everything out so there's less white space on this and so anyway, my husband's a printer and he knows this stuff, so it has a little less white space, so we weren't happy with that part, but I'm just happy to have new business cards. So thank you, hubby, for my early birthday gift of new business cards. All right, we're putting the wine away. I'm going to put this in a safe section over here. And then we're going to do this little over the, so what you're going to do with this, we're going to take the hoop and we're going to be throwing it backwards like so. And, rolling it over the hand. But not just rolling it over the hand, we're going to toss it underneath the back of the arm. So underneath back here and catching. So there's many variations of this. I'm just, giving you some little tips and tricks on this particular one. So what I'm doing with this, you can take this, throw to the same hand, throw. So this will take practice. If you don't already have this in your hooping arsenal, in your toolbox, that's okay. This can take some practice. So to start out with, throw with one hand, catch with the other. So we're going to throw and then catch. Now it is a circle, so if you're not catching it just like so, don't worry about it. Just throw your hand in the middle of the big circle. Yeah? Okay. So we throw, and then you can do a weave from there. You can take it and go underneath. So like I said, there's many variations of this. Whee! And that's why you practice. So if you don't get enough going, so there's a little spin on this that you put on this as it's going so that it makes this arc rotation around and up and over the arm. So also I'm taking and I'm kind of chicken winging my arm together here. So I want to make sure not to do this and have it big and wide. I want to do this so that I kind of get this going underneath my armpit, and I want to get it going in a nice straight line. So straight, 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 as straight as possible so that I have it coming where I want it to land. So, and then if you do them in a continuous, let's see here, infinity toss, I believe. Oh yeah, and I think I have a tutorial on that one too. Infinity toss is where you're doing them over and over and over again. So you may need to move a little bit for this until you get really comfortable with the placement of where this is coming. So since this is a release move, meaning you toss the hoop and catch it, you're flinging it, right? When you start flinging this, it's going to be flinging all over the place. So what I highly recommend is going up and having a wall that you're up against so that like wherever you're tossing to, you're going to hit that wall so that your hoop bounces back to you. So you spend less time running after your hoop and more time executing the move to try and practice it over and over. So we're going to just get that going, get that going, get that going. So like I said, you can do variations of this. And you can also do variations where you're catching and trading hands on this. So I can go this way, that way. So I'm going underneath the arm and it's coming over the shoulder forward. So it's doing this rotation here. Over, 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 over. So you see that I'm doing a lot of different variations just for some interest. So you're welcome to try some of these little hoop flings. Again, that infinity toss, you don't have to do them fast. I've seen people do them like great if you can do that, but you don't have to. So that's a nice thing about hooping. You can go at your own speed and do your own thing. So I highly recommend doing that and trying this new stuff out if it's new for you, or trying different variations of it. So think about, so if you're an intermediate or an advanced hooper and you already know that toss, then try thinking of different things. So like I like to do flourishes with this of like, how can I get in there and am I only doing a hand grip? So like for instance, that last one I twisted and did that. So now I have to really watch my hand placement for the toss to get that to go over. So you want to, and then whatever you're trying on one side, let's just take out everything in my office. Whatever you get on one side, get on the other side as well. So for instance, my left side needs more love time. So I want to have more time. So try turning with this. Try doing other moves with this. And, just add some of your flow to this. And, take these new moves if they're new, or take variations of these and get what you can. So hopefully I explained that well enough. And if there's any, I see there's live people on. And so if you ever have questions, type them in. And I'll also try and get to the questions that are left in the feed, either live on Facebook or live on YouTube. And please keep it nice and positive and clean too. So if there's nasty comments or anything like that, there's some silly people that watch stuff. So not my audience. So you're not my target people. So I want people that are hoopers, health conscious, and have a positive attitude and stuff like that. You know, constructive criticism is always welcome, but you know, keep it nice and pleasant. So whatever you tell a friend, that's, you know, keep it nice, please. So as my mama used to say, if you don't if you don't have, or my grandma used to say, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Or as the line from Steel Magnolias is, if you don't have anything nice to say, come sit by me. I love that line. So anyway, from the that was a great line from that. Anyway, Olympia Dukakis, yes, I believe was the actress who did that line. So fun movie lines. Speaking of which, not movie lines, but I like to throw in a positive quote. And I had it, this one about the spring fling one, when you're doing the cleaning, of do the best you can with what you've got. So I do that in my cooking. I do that in, you know, the activities that I'm trying to do. You know, tonight we had a little technical difficulties. I had to restart everything several times, and you know, not everything was up and lively. So interestingly enough, spring clean fling. I had to like do a computer cleaning instead of starting on time. You know, like anyway. So it was like, oh yes, you have to like clear the slate sometimes first, and then start. So, you know, take that for whatever it's worth. So again, do the best with what you've got, and so it's not always a perfect thing, but I try and learn from each show each time. And there is a quote from Maya Angelou that I really like, and that is, when you know better, you do better. And that's a beautiful quotation. Really love that, because it, you know, we have to kind of start from where we're at and do the best we can with what we've got. So anyway, right, Callie? Speaking of which, yeah. High five, high five, high five, high five, high five. Oh yeah, you're so cute. Yes. So you know, you gotta have the cute pet cameos in there. Anyway. So thank you so much for joining me today. Again, go visit the Hip the Hoopla webpage. We'll have a couple recipes on there for today from the test kitchens, that mimosa, and the non-alcoholic mimosa. That's a nice cleaning, spring cleaning, cleansing one that's tasty and delicious and all that kind of good stuff. And let's see here. There's another one that's going to be on there too. I tried, in the test kitchens this week I made my own tahini and hummus. So hummus I've made before, but I hadn't made like my own tahini with this much success, and it was really cool. So like I toasted the sesame seeds on the stove with a little bit of toasted sesame seed oil, and then ground those up with oil, and then made my hummus. And the tahini was so good with salt. It was so yummy, so very, very yummy. And then I also, from the test kitchens, I came up with a what I call a black guacamayal, which is sesame seeds. Although this one I didn't roast the sesame seeds, I just ground them up. But I made a black guacamayal with black pepper, black lava sea salt, Hawaiian black lava sea salt, and black sesame seeds, and it's yum 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 yum. So I'll be putting that one up soon. So anyway, that's a good, just a colorful one, and I came up with that one because I was talking with a gal in the store, and she was talking about the different chakras and the colors of foods that help. Those areas, and I had not thought about the colors of my food as being, chakra energy and stuff like that. So, but she was saying, black lava sea salt, that would be a good one for the color black, and representing that. And I'm like, and that's when I came up. At home I came up with the black guacamayal. Oh, I just happen to have it here. I put it in my own bottle so that I have. That particular brand is not it, but it's really good, and it smells so good, So fresh ground black pepper. Okay, I'm going to put this recipe up there too. So, because it's just so yummy. So, anyway. Just because I just love to do that. All right. So, all right. Hopefully you've gotten some good health, some funny humor. We got the pet cameos going on. We had some hooping moves with the spring fling. And I hope that, let's see here, tomorrow actually is the first day of spring. So I wish you a beautiful first day of spring. And of course, if you're watching a recording of this that's later, it might be a different day for you. So it might be a whole different season even. So, alrighty, you take care, everybody, and we'll see you next week on Monday. And have a lovely, lovely week. Okay. And we'll take it out with a laughter yoga exercise. We'll do the same thing of the, actually, just, we're going to take this out. If you want to do this with a hoop, you're welcome to do this with a hoop. If you want to just do this without the hoop, that's okay too. So we're just going to take this, take a nice deep breath in. Laughter yoga it out. Inhale it in. Laugh it all out. Inhale it in. Laugh it all out. So, I want to leave you with that. And then, of course, at the end of the laughter yoga exercises, what do? Very good, yay. Very good, yay. Twice, and hit all the acupressure points in your hands. So, all right, this has been Shay Rippinger of Hip to Hoopla. So, leave your positive comments below. Any questions you may have, let me know. And if you have some ideas for upcoming shows, let me know, or topics that you would like me to cover. I'm interested to see if I perhaps have some expertise or can get some people in that have that expertise as well. So sharing, I have like all kinds of cool ideas for this show. And I want to try and learn new technology so I can broadcast simultaneously and do split screen and all that kind of stuff. So getting there. Each thing is like its own little step. So, alrighty. Y'all have a great day. Go visit the website for the recipes. Hit this up on the YouTube channel. Hit the like, comments, all that kind of good stuff. And if you haven't already signed up on the Hip to Hoopla website, there's a free gift there, and you could sign up for our Happy Circle email. And I promise I will be getting some emails out. I will get one out this week. So, and then let me know when is a good time to get an email. So, like, hopefully things that I like to do, I want to do it not unless it's necessarily on a Monday, but kind of like towards the end of the week when people are like a little bit more lighthearted and like looking forward to the weekend. But when do you check email? Let me know of like when is a good time, when do you prefer to get an email, when would you actually read it? So I like to keep them nice, light, and short, and I have some links to the broadcast, some links to, I do a Tuesday tutorial on Instagram that is 1 minute hoop dance tutorial, and yeah, so join me on the other social media platforms. I am Hip the Hoopla everywhere, so easy find. And thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and have a lovely week. Rock on. Peace out. Alrighty.